Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Excuse me, every time I have to cough, I don't understand this. But anyway, we are going to talk to the internet gods and keep us hooked up because today has really been the pits. So I'm hoping that we can get ourselves moving and grooving with our Humpback Day sketches. But it's going to be a little bit different today because we are talking about color combo. We have Petal Pink, Mossy Meadow, and Pebble Path. And that's what I'm using today for my sketches. I'm so excited. And today's sketches will all be some type of technique that you do on your card. So I'm really excited to share that with you. So without further ado, this is going to be our first card we're going to do. It is called an, oh my goodness. What did I do with everything? Okay, it's called Emboss Resist. And what it is that I have VersaMark. Then I put some white embossing powder over it. I heat it, and then we color it. And we're going to do that with some mini brushes, mini blending brushes. Now, before I get going, things that we are using is that in the greeting of the season, we are using this cute little die that I've already die cut. It's with basic white paper, and then I stamped the thanks that came from brand new set. It's out today, the new September through January 6th mini catalog. This is one of the first one. Artful, and I think it's Amaryllis. I hope I said that right. And I use this beautiful little thanks. These are in photopolymer, and this beautiful little thanks, and it just fit right on this little tag. Absolutely loved it. And then, of course, we have to use our Spotlight on Nature. Love this stamp set. This is fabulous. All it needs is to have a sympathy saying, and you have everything that you need. So we are just using this stamp set. We're using the butterfly. And on the butterfly, I used from the Artful Amaryllis, I also used the happy thoughts, sending happy thoughts. And that is also done in the Pebble Path. I also colored these with the markers. Don't like it at all. So I just went with plain on the second half. So that's all I'm doing is plain. So I need to find out where everything is. We're also using some of our 2023 through 2025 in colored jute trim. And we are also using the Pebble Path. I got my VersaMark that's coming in, and I have my blending tools. So I'm just going to get everything out and ready to rock and roll. First thing is, that looks a lot better. It's just kind of plain. I like it. So that's what we're using on the inside of our cardstock for this. Now, you can do whatever you want. The only thing that I would suggest is please don't use your Stampin' Blends because it will bleed all the way through on the back part. And you don't really want a blob just sitting on your back part. Okay? Then this is my Petal Pink. And all I'm going to do, get out my silicone pad and just put some of the Stamp and Seal on it. You know, one of the things is that I'm kind of a strong, broody person. And boy, if I pull on the Stamp and Seal really hard, it does not work. But if I do this gentle little pull that occurs, it really just comes out nice and easy because I fight with it a lot, really a lot. All right, so I have my white, and I've just put all my white in one case. Then I'm going to take my Spotlight on Nature, and I turn this upside down. This is my VersaMark ink, and all I'm doing is turning it upside down and just giving it a stamp. I just kind of pound on it, and then I'm putting it a little bit towards my left side of my card because I want the sentiment to be able to fit on the right side. So I'm just going to go down, give it a nice little push. Hopefully I didn't get lots of marks all over the place. I may have one mark, but we'll see. And then we're going to bring in our white VersaMark, and I think these are, our white embossing powder, and all of this is in, I think it's called the basic embossing powder. So I just put it all in containers because I like that better. Now, one thing I did forget to do, and that is use your embossing buddy, and that will take off all the static and all the other crap that gets on your cardstock. So that will help a lot, and I forgot to do that. Now I'm going to make some noise and just set this. So please just know it's going to be noisy. And let me see, I'm going to get out. I haven't used this for a long time, but this is some foil, and I have to put it to the side because my, everything's going to get knocked over. We're just going to go with this, but the heat will rebound off the aluminum foil, and it sets it faster. And I don't know, I'll let you know when it starts to turn. And it just goes to this nice solid color. And it still looks like it's powdery. It's starting to turn right now. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me turn this off really quick. Can you see how it's turning? And so there's two different colors. The darker color is the powder, and then the lighter color down below, it means that the heat is setting the embossing powder and it's turning to a solid color. If you give it a rub afterwards, you will find that if you have a little bit of like sand or dust on your hand, it means you need to go back over it with the heat tool again and set it. So it should be smooth with just a little bit of a lump to it. And the lump is just an edge. And let me see if I can show you that now. yeah, there's a little bit of a shine. Now I've given it just a little bit of time to cool down, and I just go back and touch it to make sure that there's no kind of granular feeling to it at all. And that means that it has been, the powder has been melted onto the paper. So that's what we're doing. I love this. So now we are going to get out our Petal Pink and our mini, I call them mini, but they're small. They're our small blending brush. And all I'm going to do is do a little bit of pounding. Some people rub, I like to pound, come onto the side, and I'm trying to just do this pretty light. And I am just coloring over the bud part of the flower. And I'm just, when I hit it to the side, all I'm trying to do is take off some of the darkest part of the color. But I want to use a little bit more of this color down below. And on this little one, you have to just kind of go in and out and know that it's going to have a little bit of green because the leaves will get just a little bit of green on them, or the flower will. So now that's done. So now we're going to bring in the green. And all we're going to do is, oh, I should have hit that. Oh, doggone it. Because you can see my great big blob. So that, the only way I can cover that up is with the saying. I did not do that on the first one. It came out really nice. I just did not pay attention very much. Let me see if I can go in with my pink and pick up a little bit of that green, take it off the flower. All right. So that's my resist right now, and I'm going to bring in, let me see if I have even one in my pocket. Then you want to come in and you want to take a tissue and you just want to do a little bit of wiping so it just comes off the white embossing, and then it just looks like it's popping right out there. And so you resist it. That. It's just, I love the way that this looks. Now I've already put a couple of dimensionals on the back, but before we do that, in the jute trim, this, I've separated this. I'm going to do it on this end. All I did was that I took it apart, and then I started looking. There's 3 strands in every one of these. And I just took the strands apart, found out where the 2 strands were because I've already taken one. And then I just pulled all the way down on this, and the threads come out, and they are lighter than before. And so you don't have this great big blob sitting there. You just have a nice strand that you can do work with. So I'm going to take this strand and I'm going to put these together, and I'll be right back. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to add my bow and just play with it a little bit to make sure that my bow looks nice. Now you'll see that all I did was I took this and I just started making my bow with this end. So when I took it, I found where the middle was. And then I just started to make my bow, leaving this loop at the bottom. So that's exactly what I did down here. So that I made my loop down at the bottom. And then what I'll do is I'll bring in my scissors. And I'm just going to cut some of it off. And that's how you get a nice little bow that you can use. You can do this with the ribbons. You can do this. It's just an easy way to put together a nice, easy little bow. Now, I have to find my... my glue dots. So I'm taking my glue dot and I'm just going to find it. And oh my goodness, how did I get that on there? I get ink all over the place, sorry. So I just put a glue dot on that. And let me see if this is, no, somewhere I didn't notice that before. Sorry, guys. I got ink on this. So this is my sentiment. Just going to take off the backing. And somehow I'm just going to stick it upright on this. But I want it to cover up my boo-boo that we made down below. But look at this. It doesn't look like it hardly shows at all. And then with a nice, easy pull, not hard, but just easy. It's coming out. And then all I'm going to do is put it on top. And you know, it's interesting because it looks like the pink, petal pink, looks a little bit orangier or corally on the paper versus what the, or on the ink versus the paper. But that's our first one. I just think it's nice, it's simple, and it just looks pretty. So that's, again, that technique is called Emboss Resist. So that was our first one. Done with these colors. Love it. Okay, and this is what they both look like. Hopefully I'm not disappearing. Now the next one is called band stamping. And band stamping is fun. It's easy. It's usually just done on the base of the card. But I decided that I just wanted it to add just a little bit more class to it. And so I took a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and that's what I used. So I wanted it to be different. So I used on the saying, okay, every thought of you makes me smile, because I have people in my life who I love to be around because they do make me smile. And that's from this textured floral. So we are going to use that. We are also going to use washi tape. You could also use painter's tape. I have some printer tape that I am going to use. And we are using the Flowers of Beauty. And I stamped off on these. So I did both of these flowers and then both of the leaves. And then from the textured floral, I also use this, I call it Baby's Breath. So those are the 3 colors that I am using. So we're going to get our paper out. This just gives me the opportunity, I'm going to turn it this way, to have lines. So I know where I'm going to stamp. Another thing that I am using for the ribbon is from the Petal Pink and White 1/4 Diagnaol trimmed combo pack. So I'm using that. This white is also nice because you can color it any color you want and use it that way. So good thing. And then I just have everything else out here. I am bringing in my glue dots because that's how I'm going to attach it to the back of the card. I need more of this. All right. So we're going to do things just kind of backwards, but it's going to be well worth it. And I am going to also add some color on the inside. Completely forgot to stamp the inside of my card. So I will do that. But before we get ourselves started, let me make sure that I have this on here. And the first one I'm going to put down is it's just going to be finding my line. There we go. And I am just taking this off and putting this down. Now I'm going to have to go just a little bit faster because I didn't know that I was running out of battery. So we're going to bring in the green, and it is going to give us our everyday thought. It makes you smile. So we're going to put that down at the bottom because I want to see if I have enough room for everything. And you can already tell I have come up just a little bit. And then I'm taking my second piece and I'm just going to bring this off. And I'm just going to put this right down here. And bringing this up so I have an opening. So that's what makes the band part. Is that it's going to be on, we have an opening out here. I got to get this one just a little bit better. It moved. Let me see, of course, I'm running out of time, and of course my lines are not lining up very well. Down here at the bottom, let's see what this one looks like. So I'm just lining it up. All right, we're going to go with this. All right, so we are going to bring in our pink. And our first one, I just have these on together. So my first one, I'm just going to stamp off and then stamp on. And I'm doing about 3 of them. All right, and then I'm just going to stamp them on, and this is going to be full color compared to the other. All right, so that's going to be our first one. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and do it on the inside of our card. That is just going to help us out. And again, we're going to do the exact same thing again. Stamp off. And then full force with the stamping right on the card. Yay! I love that. I love the way it looks. All right, so we have that one out of the way. So now let's bring in our green. And we are doing the leaves. Now I tried to do the leaves where they were a little off to the side, and I did them in full stamping before I did the other ones. Before I stamped off, because I didn't want the stem showing a lot. So I did it that way. Now I have some ink down in the bottom, so I am trying to find my little Kleenex. I guess I can't find it, so I guess I'll wipe it off. All right, so from here I stamped off on that one. And I just put that in the middle. Turn it, twist it, try to find out where it matches it up, and you don't have to be perfect. There we go, we got that. And then our last one will be done. I'm not gonna put anything on that. I'm just gonna, this one is gonna, and I'm trying to do these in threes. So we have threes that we can deal with, and trying to do them different ways, different sizes, different. And there we go. This is coming off, and this almost looks like it is a straight line. Now some of this is a little bit weirder on the bottom, and I think I got it just a little bit too close towards the bottom and to the saying, but I really do like it. I think it looks great. So now from here, getting everything out of my way, including, oh wow, let me put some, I don't have any little cleaners or anything to take the, did not prepare very well. Okay, I just have goop on my fingers, and so I don't want to get this dirty. So I'm bringing in my foam adhesive sheets, and that's what I am putting on the back. And I may have to move this because I have to put my ribbon on. Forgot to do that. So I'm just putting these on just right in all four corners and one in the middle. And let's go with a, we'll go with a bigger one in the middle. I really like how this looks. All right, so there is room for us to take our ribbon, find our glue dots, make sure when you do it this way that you are using the same side of the ribbon. Comes off with nails. I think it's going to keep coming off with nails until I start to put it down. So I just want to put it right over top of this. Did not cut this very long, did I? I may just have to do a little bit of taping right over it. And then I will bring in a piece of Scotch tape because I cut this pretty short. Again, there's always ways to help yourself out. So now that looks pretty good. Then I'm bringing back in the ribbon, and we are just making a little knot over the side. And I always like to do most of my ribbon on the spool itself. Feels like I don't use as much And then again, I also just cut it right here, and I'm ready for my next one. There we go. Now with these, I like to also bring back in my glue dot, and I like to take it right off the roll, and I want to put it right down, so then I know that it's, oops, it stays. There you go. So that is what our first part of our focal point on the card looks like. And then we'll just take everything off. God, I'm off camera quite a bit. And I hope you saw what I did. I didn't get a chance to check it out. Again, we're very lucky with the internet gods. Very happy about that so far. And we're just going to put this on here. Now I'm going to just turn this over and bring in my bone folder. Give it a nice little, oh geez, keep on. Sorry about that, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to. A little crooked, that will bug me, but again, everybody likes handmade cards. And sometimes the handmade cards just aren't perfect. That's okay. So from here, I'm taking my Petal Pink and my pretty Peacock foiled gems, and I'm just adding them on here. So I just did something like that. This is what the two cards look like. A little bit different, but you know, I mean, I like a good white space. That's beautiful to me. I like how it turned out. So I'm very, very, very happy with both of those cards. I like the look. And we are going to be doing color combo stamping again next week. And I don't know what the colors are, still working on that. So thank you so much for joining me, and I better get off before I get told I have no more battery left. But thank you so much for coming into my stamp room today, putting up with this mess that I call home. And I just hope, I'm just really grateful. Please, on Facebook, find these color combinations and let me know what they look like. I love that. Tell me what is your favorite technique in, you know, color comboing, and I will do that for you. So I am more than happy to do that. And then if you're on what is it, YouTube, then please feel free just to subscribe to the channel. Pass it on to your friends everywhere. All right, guys, thank you again. Take care. Again, my name is Kevon. I'm from ktstamps.com, and I love creating cards for you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.